Morning, Mr. Chair. Thank you. This is the amendment we spoke about at the study session that we're asking be moved to the full board for approval. It addresses someone moving from one benefit group to another, and we've come up with what we feel, based on outside counsel and our review, is an equitable adjustment in the amendment. So I just ask that it be approved and moved to the full board for approval. Any questions?
Just a comment that I had said before, Richard. I think it's clear that this amendment is not designed to benefit anybody or increase anybody's benefit. The proposition behind it is to make it more accurate for each employee as they move potentially from one group to another.
Absolutely accurate, yes.
Which could be a higher benefit for some and a lower for others, and we think it'll average out, but it's just more specific to the employee.
That is correct.
Okay. I'll so move the request.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. The documents you have in front of you are for a change order to upgrade the elevator equipment to AC, change the machines out from the existing DC to AC instead of rebuilding the existing due to the advantages of going to AC.
Rusty, it looks like part of the reason for that is because local business that previously did the rebuilds of the DC motors has closed.
That is part of the
motors.
reason.
Yeah.
Correct.
So will this change, if we approve it, delay anything that we're going to do, any proposals that we have to move or not?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Our total cost is, yes, $645,119. We still have $14,313 for contingencies. Secondly, we have a department reorganization that we're proposing to change 2 of our building technicians to lead technicians and 1 of our maintenance 1 employees to a lead maintenance 1 / administrative clerk.
So Rusty, this is due in part because we're doing more contracting and to allow our staff to give more oversight to those contracted projects essentially and generate savings because of it, I assume?
Yes, part of the savings is from the people that are leaving, actually. The savings would also be from our people doing more of the work instead of contracting that out.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So moved. indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the same. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we move on to item 4E, IT upgrade. Welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
This first item is a request for your permission to upgrade the Voice over Internet Protocol phone system at JCDOT. Basically, it has been hosted by a third-party vendor. It's approximately 7 years old. It's in need of replacement, and our proposed approach allows us to integrate this with our current county phone system, which would give us 4-digit dialing, provide the contemporary capabilities of VoIP, and based on our back-of-the-envelope calculations, we estimate a payback in somewhere in the order of less than 12 months.
Now, Jay,
Don, is this system in line with the same type system we have for the rest of the county and in particular here, or different?
It is the same type of system. It's the same brand. It'll be supported by the same vendor, and we'll be able to leverage the experience and expertise that we currently have.
Maybe in the weeds too much, but does this system have the ability if someone leaves a voicemail for staff, it'll dump it to an email and send it as a voice message through the email system?
Yes, it will.
Okay, thank you.
and how does this affect JDOT? Do they have a different system right now?
Yes, they currently have a system that's hosted by a vendor. It's somewhat of a legacy system. So what we'll do is we'll have a transition. We anticipate running in parallel until we do a cutover. And for all intents and purposes, there should be no visible effect to anybody on the outside. Internally to the county, we'll be supporting 4-digit dialing, so that instead of having to dial the 7-digit number from within the county, we can just dial the 4-digit extension.
It's, yeah, what I'd like to have heard. All right, thank you much on that. Any other questions or discussion? If not, I need a motion and support. We have a motion and support. All in favor indicate by saying aye. 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 Those opposed, the same. Passes unanimous.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. The next request is for an upgrade to Microsoft Office for JCDOT. Microsoft Office is currently used by the county, is an older version, it's 2010, which is approaching end of life, and we as a department within information technology are in the process of starting to migrate the county over from the older legacy version to the newer version. We've already done a pilot study within the information technology department to identify the features and capabilities of the product, and we're starting to roll it out in other departments. JCDOT is going to be one of the next proposed departments.
Thank you. Discussion. Comment or discussion? If not, we need a motion and support. Okay, we have motion and support. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the same. Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Next up, we have the Health Department.
Good morning, all.
Welcome.
We have come to you today to ask for your approval to create one union part-time hearing and vision technician position. The background information in the staff report is basically consistent with what we've been doing for many, many years. But this time, what we're asking is to actually kind of decobble the funding of a position that we currently have in the health department. About 2 years ago, we came to you and asked for the creation of a full-time position that included funding from WIC, Health Education, and Hearing and Vision to make a full-time position because we thought that would be the better way to go in the long run. What we're finding out is that that program, the 3 programs for one staff member is too complex. They're not able to learn what they need to learn and maintain their skills because they're spread too thin. So when a vacancy came open here recently in the Health Department, we decided it's time to look at this position again and figure out if it's the best arrangement. And what we've decided is that we can support a full-time position for WIC and health education from those two programmatic budgets without any increase in cost. And then shifting the hearing and technician position back to just focusing on that program. We're going to combine casual dollars with the other dollars that are available in the hearing and vision program, and it'll actually save us $10,000 a year by doing that. So that's in a nutshell what we're trying to do. We think this is the best move for both of the three programs, or all three programs, if you will, and would ask for your consideration for that purpose. I'm happy to answer any other questions you might have.
Questions, board? Discussion at all? Okay, we need a motion and support.
I would so move this.
We have a motion support. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the same. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job. Next up, we have our monthly finance report. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. For the month of September, and that's 3/4 of the way through the year, the year-to-date expenditures are at 74.9, just a tad below the budget benchmark of 75%, and a tad above the 3-year average. However, the revenue percent is at 71%. Historically, the 3-year average is 69, so we're a little bit above the pace on the revenue side. Thank you, and happy to answer any questions.
Questions, board? Commissioner Elwell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Really not a question. It was until this morning when I talked with Mike about it, but I think it's worthy of mention. I had noted on the expense side, the public defender, we have budgeted $1,267,000 to spend for this year for public defender. And I remembered from study session what we approved. It showed our local portion having spent $555 as part of that proposal. I was confused by that. It didn't look like it was right, but Mike and Deb went on to explain that there's a formula that the state used, that figures got submitted to them, and that's the figure that they came back with that was allowable that we spend on public defender. I only think it's noteworthy in case the public happens to look at these two figures and say, those aren't accurate, how can they be that way? So I thought it was worth mentioning. So that's it for me.
I recall the discussions we had on that was in consultation with the court system, with circuit and district court and administration. And we tried to put in everything we could in that base, but not everything is allowable.
Thank you.
Five A, claims. Need a motion to support. We have a motion to support to pay our claims. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the same. Passes unanimous. We do not have any other minutes to review. December reporting schedule, we have the treasurer quarterly report, IT semi-annually, and the finance monthly. Moving on to item 6, public comment. We return to public comment. We do not have any public committee member comments. Did you want? Okay. All right, we have no committee member comments. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.